Grill in the Bronx, and Tommy's Tavern and Tap on Staten Island. They're open for takeout and delivery, which sounds like a pretty good Friday idea. WCBS880.com/open for business. You'll find links to these, hundreds more there. We encourage you to support them. Stay connected. WCBS880.com/open for business. Sponsored by Spectrum Business. Switch to Spectrum Business and get the best internet and phone for business. Monitoring the White House briefing room, we'll be hearing from President Trump. We're monitoring, listening in. We'll let you know what he has to say. Coming up at the bottom of the hour here at WCBS, we're going to talk to the Executive Director of the Port Authority on what you would expect given the changes this time around on the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. That's coming up. Stay with us here at WCBS. We'll continue our coverage coming up at 1:30. Right now it's 1:25. It's time for the Bloomberg Money News as we check out the Sunwave Gas and Power Business Desk. The numbers are lower for the Dow right now. Dow's down just 75 points. NASDAQ's ahead 25 right now. The S&P is down just a fraction. Joe Connoy's here.
Here is what a successful veteran New York City business owner told his staff at the start of this crisis. Here's Peter Madonia of Madonia Family Bakery in the Bronx.
My grandfather started this business in 1918, right before the second wave of the Spanish flu pandemic. Man never said a word, never complained, never shut down. He went through the Depression, he went through World War II. So I said to them, we've been around a long time. We have history of even something like this. We're not going anywhere. If you're sick, I need you to stay home for 2 weeks. But other than that, don't worry about whether we have one customer or 100 today. We're all going to be here, and we're going to take care of each other.
The first thing Peter Madonia does every morning is look at orders in, and then he checks all the products being ready to go out. Here are ways New York's neighborhood businesses can survive on the WCBS Small Business Spotlight podcast on the radio.com app. I'm Joe Connolly for Bloomberg and WCBS News Radio 880.
Thank you, Joe. A message from our sponsor, Sunwave Gas and Power. Power your universe with a Tri-State's energy supplier, Sunwave. Searching for new ways?
Okay.
U.S. News and World Report. 98% of graduates are employed or in graduate school after graduation. Learn more at caldwell.edu. Discover you at Caldwell University. Welcome to the Living Room Series, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for. The final between aviary blue and positive red. It all comes down to this. Positive red deals. High fly ball going back and see ya. Oh, home run for SW6778 Aviary Blue. It's gonna look great. Ask Sherwin-Williams and bring home the color of your team spirit. Now offering curbside pickup. Call your local store to place an order today.
Ground Game is the latest podcast from the Associated Press. Hosted by AP's Julie Pace, Ground Game discusses election strategy all through primary season. Download it wherever you get your podcasts.
I didn't feel well, so I searched my symptoms on Google, and now I'm being followed by uncomfortable ads. I hate feeling like my personal data is being bought and sold. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
Right now, the sunshine, we're at 72 degrees in Manhattan. Temperature is going to be topping out at about where it is. Maybe a high of up to 75 degrees if we're lucky, but the clouds have really moved in. Let's update traffic and weather together here on WCBS. It's 1:28, our first stop on the Friday afternoon of Memorial Day weekend. And what's that like this year? Here's Jim Feldman.
And stop being the operative word, fall especially in Brooklyn on the BQE. It is just bumper to bumper and moving slowly northbound. The delays actually start on the Gowanus by the Prospect Expressway all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and that's because it is jammed up on the ramp to the Manhattan-bound Brooklyn Bridge, which is completely shut down. Also, Brooklyn-bound to the Brooklyn Bridge, that is completely shut down as well. Still have the ongoing police and emergency activity. Manhattan Bridge to Brooklyn is jammed up as well. Delays are back onto Canal Street, and also if you're making your way south on the FDR to the Battery Park underpass to the Battery Tunnel, that is slow as well right now. The Williamsburg Bridge looks to be the best option between Manhattan and Brooklyn. Other delays, southbound side of the FDR as you're getting past 79th Street. We see a crash on Waze. Eastbound Jackie Robinson Parkway, that crash by Cypress Hill Street's been cleared, but still seeing some leftover delays. Building up on the eastbound LIE through Woodhaven Boulevard, through the Fairgrounds, out towards the Clearview Expressway. And in the Bronx, those delays are building on the westbound Cross Bronx from the Bronx River Parkway to the outbound George Washington Bridge. It's about a half an hour right now. Looking pretty good on Harlem River Drive and the Henry Hudson, but the D in both directions, those ramps are starting to slow down. In New Jersey, looking good on the Turnpike, on the eastern to the western spurs. You're looking good on the Garden State Parkway. You're a little slow on 78 on the westbound side as you're heading past exit 33. Ongoing road work there has up to 2 lanes blocked. 287 is also moving well. And in Westchester, northbound side of the New England Thruway, slow between Playland Parkway and 287, getting through all that road work that is by the Connecticut line. Here's meteorologist Bob Larson in the WCBS Weather Center.
Warmer this afternoon, although an increase in cloud cover. Late day showers west and south of the city, high near 75. Occasional rain tonight, fog developing. A low of 59 degrees. Cloudy and cooler tomorrow, some more showers. At a high of 67. Looking ahead to Sunday, maybe cloudy to start, fog as well. And then turning partly sunny on Sunday, high 67. The city cooler in coastal areas. Memorial Day likely starting cloudy. Clouds could break for a little sun during the afternoon. Monday's high right around 70 degrees. Right now, temperatures range from 70 in Irvington to 76 degrees in Flushing. It's now 72 in Midtown, with a high temperature today of near 75.
Yeah, it's always the way you want to do it.
More than just the headlines. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
Sunny all week and the clouds and the rain arriving for Memorial Day weekend. Straight ahead on WCBS, we're going to talk about the holiday departure and what it looks like at the Port Authority crossings. The executive director of the agency, Rick Cotton, will be talking about the agency and the shutdown's impact on the Port Authority. That's next. Governor Cuomo says Long Island and Mid-Hudson regions could reopen by next week, assuming they hit certain benchmarks. Outdoor gatherings in New Jersey increased to 25 people. Campgrounds in the state also are being allowed to reopen. Long Island man in custody after allegedly killing his father as his father was on a Zoom meeting with 20 people. Actress Lori Loughlin and her husband had formally pled guilty in the college admissions bribery scandal. 72 degrees, fading sunshine on Friday. I'm Paul Bernay. WCBS News Time 131. It is a quieter Memorial Day weekend on the roads and in the air. We have the executive director of the Port Authority on the line, Rick Cotton, joining us. I appreciate your time. How are you and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I did have the virus, but I have come through it, tested negative, and back at work.
I was going to ask you as to whether your experience with this illness has maybe helped inform you as you talk about policy and things moving forward. Briefly, what was your experience like, and has it left you with kind of a lasting life lesson, do you think?
Well, it certainly makes you understand the anxiety that's associated with this virus, because when you're told that you have it, well, you don't know what comes next. What it impressed on me in terms of the Port Authority was the urgent need for us to put safety precautions in place for our employees and safety precautions in place at all of our facilities. When you've had a personal experience, it really hits home.
You have lost a few people, though, to coronavirus at your agency, but and I know it's not an apples and oranges comparison between the Port Authority and other big agencies out there, but what I'm seeing is that fewer people working for the Port Authority are in quarantine right now, and perhaps that's because of the measures that have been in place.
Well, we put measures in place very aggressively, and we tried to move fast. We're at absolutely the lowest level of quarantines, down in the 80s out of the entire agency, and we have about 34 employees who are still out having tested positive, but our overall numbers are way down, and in particular we did have tragically 2 employees who died, and we have 1 employee who is currently in the hospital. But the agency overall has had safety procedures which have produced a very, very good result.
The challenge for your agency ahead, financial, you're getting hit on every side, the PATH train, the crossings, the airports. Let's talk about, I guess, starting with the airports. What are you seeing there? The specific numbers that you're looking at, is there a financial loss? Have you pegged a dollar amount on how bad the hit is going to be at the airports yet?
Well, yes, the volumes are just at unprecedentedly low numbers. We are currently down 97% in terms of passengers at the airport. Our fare commuter rail, our fast commuter rail is down 95%. The crossings, the bridges and tunnels are down 40%. What our revenue depends on is passenger and traveler volume at our facilities. With these extraordinary...
Died at the age of 78. Cause of death, complications from Parkinson's and Lewy body syndrome. Sloan coached twice the Jazz, we should say, for 23 seasons. He won over 1,100 games. He led them to the NBA Finals twice. He was also an original member of the Chicago Bulls. As a player, Sloan was an All-Star twice and voted first-team All-Defense 4 times. As tension reportedly continues between Jamal Adams and the Jets over a contract extension, we hear that Adams is looking for a new deal before the 2020 season, while the Jets want to wait. The Pro Bowl safety has been disappointed since last season when the Jets took calls about him regarding a trade. General Manager Joe Douglas said in February his goal was, though, to make Adams a Jet for life. The NHL and its players are voting on that 24-team conference playoff format today. The results could be available as soon as later today. That would lead to further negotiations on a restarting of the season. 1:43 WCBS News Time on Friday. Listen, could Gregory change your life?
I went from size 44 pants back to the size 38 pants that I had worn when I was in college. And now the 38-inch pants fall off of me. I lost the weight. I felt better. I lost 63 pounds and 6 inches of pant size. God bless you for having this product and having it at a reasonable price.
Outstanding. Gregory is 70 and lost belly fat and 6 inches off his waist in 5 months. Since 2004, Andro 400 has been helping men like you lose belly fat, gain energy, and improve their lifestyle. We guarantee it. Go to andro400.com for more true testimonials, before and after photos, and special discounts. Only available on andro400.com. andro400.com.
You're never more than 15 minutes from the big stories on WCBS.
Good afternoon. Thanks for listening on a Friday. I'm Paul Bernane. 3 things to know at 1:45. Number 1, the executive director of the Port Authority tells us here at WCBS that the future of some projects that they're looking on, including some airport expansions, could be threatened. And they're taking a look at that as the agency takes at least a $3 billion hit during the shutdown. Governor Cuomo says Long Island and the Mid-Hudson region could reopen next week if they hit certain benchmarks. And number 3, the White House economic advisor Ken Hassert tells CNN he expects unemployment numbers to improve in June. Hassett says that more states are lifting social distancing measures and more businesses are reopening, and the unemployment rate will likely, he says, fall. Also monitoring the White House briefing room, we're expecting to hear from President Trump. We'll let you know what he has to say. He's having a briefing. The unofficial start of summer is here, but really 29 days until the actual start of the season. It'll be a summer like no other. Mayor Bill de Blasio says there are rules on the beach if you want to walk. Don't go in the water. Keep your distance. And yes, they're enlisting people to watch over all of us.
Every year, the NYPD has a summer beach detail. We will add to that detail. So it will be hundreds of officers out there. Again, things are going well. They're going to be in the background. If there are gatherings, if there are people trying to go into the water, Parks is going to take the lead. But if they need support from NYPD, they will have it.
Connecticut State Police say they're prepared to disperse any crowds that gather over the holiday weekend, but they say those found without their face masks or failing to adhere to the distancing regs will be first educated before any enforcement action is taken. You'll get a stern talking to. People face fines, though, if they try to walk into state parks that have reached capacity. The governor of Connecticut, Ned Lamont, suggesting if you're looking for some green space and some outdoor fun this weekend, find one of the lesser-known parks around the state of Connecticut. WCBS News Time 1:46. And now on to the college admissions scandal. The Full House star Lori Loughlin and her husband have formally pleaded guilty in the scandal. CBS News correspondent Bill Rakoff with the update.
The 55-year-old Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, appeared via video with their attorneys admitting they paid $500,000 to get their two daughters into USC. While the plea deal suggested Loughlin get 2 months in prison and Giannulli 5, the federal judge presiding over the case said he'll decide whether to accept or reject the plea deal. Loughlin and Giannulli were among dozens of wealthy parents, athletic coaches, and others charged last year in the bribery scheme. Bill Rakoff, CBS News.
Mea culpa. I miss Nurses Appreciation Day and week. With CBS on Education, I'm Dr. Steve Houston. Between preparing these special reports and wrapping up my college class, I let it slip by. My apologies. There are so many wonderful things to say. Two retired nurses in my family, and now Dina has joined us. She went to work, came down with COVID, became a patient herself, recovered, and went right back into the trenches. My friend Jamie's wife, Raina, is a nurse. So is Sandy's son, Jordan. Alicia is a nursing professor. I want to include two hospital social workers, Ashley and Stephanie, who have direct patient contact. And then there was Malta from Sderot, Israel, my terrific nurse after my kidney donation, and also a comedian. When she came to kick me out early the next morning, I said, "So soon?" And she smiled. Staff infections, insurance, and we need the bed. I said, okay, but after breakfast. So at 6:30 a.m., she brought me chicken soup. The News Radio 880 saying they all deserve a loud shout-out. I'm Dr. Steve Houston.
At 1:48, WCBS News Time. Traffic and weather together Friday afternoon. Summer's here, almost, unofficially. Let's get the latest on the roads now. Jim Feldman's here.
Latest is we see a crash on the westbound side of the Cross County Parkway as you're approaching the Bronx River Parkway. And Timothy called us on the Mavis Discount Tire traffic tip line to let us know about this. One lane is blocked. It is in the local lanes. Timothy, thanks. If you see a traffic tie-up, let us know about it as well. Call the Mavis Discount Tire traffic tip line at 212-975-8888. Northbound side New England Thruway jammed up between Playland Parkway and just before the Connecticut line. Delays also on the eastbound side of 287 as you're making your way onto that ramp to the northbound New England Thruway. It is all about construction that's there. Smooth ride through Connecticut at I-95. Smooth ride also on the Merritt Parkway. Long Island, no delays on the LIE, the northern or the southern state as of right now. In Queens, though, you've got delays on the LIE eastbound between Woodhaven Boulevard and the Clearview, but it's a smooth ride on the Grand Central. Southbound FDR, that crash by 71st Street has been cleared. Still seeing the delays starting at 96th Street, and then more delays southbound as you're getting towards the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge still completely shut down in both directions because of ongoing police and emergency activity, and in Brooklyn, the BQE is also jammed up in both directions. Southbound delays going back to the Williamsburg Bridge. Northbound delays actually back out of the Gowanus Expressway. Manhattan Bridge to Brooklyn, that is jammed up as well with those delays starting on Canal Street. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away on WCBS.
Live update in a second on the forecast. First, though, a message from our sponsor, DuckDuckGo, privacy. Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Well, there's no simple explanation for this, so we have to get some rain out of the way as we head into the holiday weekend, and Bob Larson's live in the Weather Center. What are we looking at there, Bob?
We are looking at rain, as you mentioned. It's on the way. Already now starting to see some showers over South Jersey, headed northbound. Likely see the rain move into North Jersey later today. Meantime, it's turning warmer, high from near 75. Occasional rain tonight. Some fog developing, low 59. We'll stay cloudy tomorrow. It'll be cooler than today. We do expect more showers. Tomorrow's high at 67. Back to dry weather on Sunday, but probably cloudy, maybe some fog Sunday morning. Partly sunny Sunday afternoon, high 67. It's now 70 at Scarsdale, 76 at Little Neck, 72 at Midtown, high this afternoon reaching 75.
All right, Bob, and the sun is fading. Thank you. At 1:50 at WCBS. Hats off to the Mets. They've donated 100,000 reusable cloth face masks to the MTA. The masks feature the team colors of blue and orange, and they read New York Tough across the front, right where you can see it. The transit agency says they will be distributed to workers throughout the system. In a statement, MTA Chairman and CEO Pat Foy called the donation a home run, and he adds he can't wait to see the Amazons out there on the field. Mets stepping up for transit in New York. Even with the restrictions in place, there are plenty of things to do over the holiday weekend ahead. Marla Diamond is here.
How about dinner and a movie from the safety of your car? A company called LI Movie Nights started this 2 weeks ago, showing Dirty Dancing in the parking lot of the Bel Air Diner in Astoria. And owner Nick Matera says it's caught on quickly.
We're doing about 3 to 4 shows a night throughout the island. We've got one in Holbrook, we've got some in Manorville out east, some in Comac coming up. We're looking at a few places in Brooklyn.
Also in Brooklyn, the wildly popular Domino Park in Williamsburg is helping people socially distance with painted circles on the AstroTurf lawn, 8 feet in diameter and 6 feet apart. And you can still honor America's military on Monday with a virtual trip to the Intrepid Museum's annual replaying ceremony. President Susan Marinoff Salzner is continuing.
Still, however, a lot of voters who are could see people in our park. News Radio 880. Yeah, it is. Podcast. A great listen there with Peter Haskell and his guests. Look for it wherever you find your podcast. WCBS 880 in depth. WCBS News Time 1:53 Friday afternoon. We'll take a look at the market numbers. Wall Street's next.
To meet the needs of the current health situation, we're offering 1 to 2 day delivery for free. Get prescriptions and other everyday essentials like vitamins. One of the ways we can help you to be prepared and stay well. Visit CVS.com or call your local CVS pharmacy to get started. Restrictions apply. Offer valid on orders with a prescription.
At Advance Auto Parts, your vehicle is ready to roll when you are. So when it's time to get back on the road, we offer free battery testing and installations with batteries starting at just $79.99. And right now, you can do your part to help a community hero stay on the road. Visit AdvanceAutoParts.com to nominate someone who deserves our support, and you can each win $1,000. Advance your auto.
New York City, Long Island, and the Hudson Valley could be ready to reopen next week. And President Trump speaking at the White House right now on the reopening effort. All that and more as Michael Wallace continues our coverage on the other side of CBS News at 2 here on WCBS. It's 1:55. Here's your Bloomberg Money News. The Dow's down 95 points right now. The NASDAQ in positive territory, 11 points higher at the moment.
This is the Bloomberg Green Business Report. Renewable power supplied more than 40% of Britain's electricity during the first quarter of 2020, overtaking fossil fuels as storms battered the UK. Output from wind farms was up by 40% as severe storms meant Britain experienced the wettest and windiest February on record. According to the Electric Insights report, researched by a team of independent academics from Imperial College in London. The UK's national grid was already struggling to avoid being overloaded by wind and solar, but a drop in demand caused by COVID-19 lockdown measures has made it more difficult. The grid operator has actually asked for more emergency powers to switch off renewable generators if needed to limit supply. The report warns that UK wind generation records are likely to be superseded as 2 large offshore wind farms are due to come online later this year. The 2 combined are big enough to power 1.5 million homes. That's the Bloomberg Green Business Report. I'm Bob Moon.
More than 100 dedicated transit workers have now perished. Despite the risk to their own personal health and safety, these brave men and women continue to report for duty. They keep this city moving and fighting. They ensure that the healthcare workers, supermarket workers, utility workers, members of law enforcement, and many others could get to their critically important jobs. I'm Tony Utano, president of the Transport Workers Union Local 100. Our union has lost more than 70 members who were involved in the operation and maintenance of the MTA's bus and subway system. Our hearts are broken, but we are still providing bus service around the clock. We are providing subway service, and we are carrying out the most extensive cleaning and disinfecting operation in the MTA's history. We also have a message for the MTA. Elected officials on all levels of government have stated clearly that transit workers deserve hazard pay. Let's get it done. We're doing our part. Do yours.
At Charmin, we understand the last thing you should have to worry about right now is having enough toilet paper. No, we're working to get you more Charmin as quickly as possible. We're also donating $2 million to Direct Relief to serve our communities. In the meantime, from our Charmin family to yours, please stay safe.
Right now, the world feels different. It's a
online, by phone, or by mail. The census impacts where hundreds of billions in federal funding will go for things like hospitals, schools, and roads. Now is the time to go to 2020census.gov. It's as easy as it is important. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
158 traffic and weather together. One more time this hour, Jim Feldman.
There's Paul southbound side of the New England Thruway, right at the Bronx line in New Rochelle. There is a car fire. The right lane is blocked with that. Westbound Cross County Parkway, still see that crash by the Bronxville Parkway blocking the lane. Southbound side of the New York State Thruway by the Spring Valley tolls. You still have a crash there back to Westchester northbound on the New England Thruway. Bumper to bumper between Playland Parkway and the Connecticut line. Delays also on eastbound 287 from exit 11 as you're getting out of the ramp to the northbound side of the New England Thruway. Avoid the Brooklyn Bridge. It is completely shut down in both directions. Ongoing police activity. Southbound FDR is jammed up getting onto the ramp. Same to the northbound side. BQE Gowanus and Brooklyn jammed up on the inbound northbound side. To Brooklyn Manhattan Bridge. Avoid that as well. A lot of alternate volume and seeing lots of delays building up now at the Bradbury Tunnel. Now the forecast from the WCBS Weather Center.
Some sunshine followed by increasing cloud cover this afternoon. Warm, but there'll be a few showers west of the city late in the afternoon. Rain moving into the city toward evening. Today's high near 75. Showers tonight, also some fog, a low of 59. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, not as warm as today. There'll be a few more showers. High 67.
72 degrees right now in New York City. Have a great holiday weekend. I'm Paul Bernine.
This is WCBS and WCBS FM HD2 New York.
Long Island and the northern suburbs could start reopening next week. New York City beaches are open this weekend, but you can't swim or play sports. New Jersey's now allowing outdoor gatherings of up to 25 people, and state campgrounds are reopening. President Trump calls on governors to allow houses of worship to reopen this weekend. He calls them essential. Actress Lori Loughlin and her husband enter their guilty pleas on the college admissions cheating scandal, but the judge warns he may reject their plea deals. It's partly sunny, 72 degrees on Friday, May 22nd. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Wallace. CBS News is next.
More than just the headlines. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
It's 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Pam Coulter in Washington. Two of the most famous parents caught up in the college admissions bribery scandal say they are guilty. Actress Lori Loughlin and her fashion designer husband, Massimo Giannulli, just appeared in a Boston courtroom via video. Their plea deal would have her serve 2 months in prison and him 5. Loyola law professor Lori Levinson says the judge has the last word.
I think the judge is indicating that he wants to be very careful before he accepts his plea, because this plea binds him to a particular sentence for each defendant, and she's getting a great deal.
They also agreed to $400,000 in fines and hundreds of hours of community service. Lots of Americans are looking forward to the long holiday weekend.
Break away from being indoors, get some fresh air.
But CBS's Dr. John LaPook says they should still follow safety guidelines.
You still do everything they've been telling you, which is the face mask, staying 6 feet away at least, washing your hands, not touching your face. On top of that, there are a few things to think about with risk. One is, if you're with one person, you're not just with that one person, you're with everybody they have been in contact with for 14 days.
North Carolina is moving into phase 2 of its pandemic reopening, but CBS's Jim Crisula says to some it seems a bit uneven.
Restaurants including Tom Freeman's Sub Sandwich Shop in Raleigh will be reopened at 50% capacity.
You can obviously never be too safe, but we're as safe as we can be.
Ben Wright's gym next door will have to stay closed.
It's devastating because we know that we can provide that safe environment and a very controlled environment.
Hair and nail salons, barber shops, and daycare facilities will also reopen. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Greensboro, North Carolina.
No more arrests are expected in the fatal shooting of a black jogger by 2 white men in Georgia, but authorities say they will get justice in the death of 26-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. The man who videotaped the attack is now charged with murder, and Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Authorities say 56 bodies have been recovered from the site of a commercial plane crash in a residential area of Karachi, Pakistan. CBS's Ian Lee in London.
Most of what remains is twisted metal and charred concrete.
A witness described the moment of impact, saying he heard a big noise as something dropped from the sky. The noise felt like an earthquake.
98 people on board. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 61, NASDAQ up 25. This is CBS News.
7 days a week on radio.com or the radio.com app. Download it today.
Your news, live and local. This is
A radio.com station.
Fewer clouds now. We're up to 75 degrees here in lower Manhattan. We could see some showers later on this afternoon with some strong, some clouds and fog developing with more showers overnight as well. Tomorrow, more showers and a high of only 67. It's 2:03 at WCBS. Long Island, Westchester, and Rockland could start reopening this week. WCBS's Peter Haskell has the latest from Governor Cuomo.
The rate of hospitalizations and infections are declining, so Long Island and the northern suburbs are almost there. The governor says contact tracing needs to increase.
We're hopeful that the number of deaths continues to decline, and then they would be reopening this week.
Construction staging will be permitted. Cuomo expects city residents will be hitting the road this holiday weekend.
You could see an increased demand on those state beaches on Long Island because they are open to New York City residents. Now, we have a 50% capacity for those beaches also, so they can do social distancing.
Yes, on subject beaches are available for residents only. At the governor's East Side office, Peter Haskell, WCBS News Radio 880.
There will be tight restrictions at New York City beaches this weekend. WCBS's Rich Lamb has the list.
There will be head counts at beach entrance points. There will be no lifeguards and no swimming. In addition, no sports, no barbecues, no gatherings. Mayor de Blasio does say you may walk on the beach or hang out in a chair, but you must socially distance and wear a face covering.
These are the smart moves to keep our progress going.
De Blasio says there will be big-time enforcement. 150 parks personnel will be at the beaches giving out face coverings and reminding people of social distancing.
And every year, the NYPD has a summer beach detail. We will add to that detail. So there will be hundreds of officers out there. Again, things are going well. They're going to be in the background. If there are gatherings, if there are people trying to go into the water, Parks is going to take the lead. But if they need support from NYPD, they will have it.
His Honor adding,
anyone who's unhappy about that, anyone who thinks it's unfair,
it's to protect all of us. Rich Lamb, WCBS News Radio 880.
New Jersey is loosening its restrictions on outdoor gatherings. WCBS's Mac Rosenberg says they can now be up to 25 people.
In addition to your backyard, the relaxed limitations will apply to charter and fishing boats, outdoor batting cages, and driving ranges. Recreational campgrounds can also reopen. Governor Murphy stressed that social distancing needs to continue.
Organized gatherings, for example, must include clear demarcations for attendees, and we strongly recommend that everyone continue wearing face coverings.
No outdoor dining yet, he says, because people would be too close to each other. Murphy says the state will lose $10 billion in revenue over the next year and is pleading for more federal support.
It means being able to pay our police, fire, EMS first responders. It means being able to keep our healthcare workers on the job for our recovery. It means being able to ensure that our kids have the educators they will need come fall.
He's also proposing a $10 million state investment in the health department for nursing homes. Mac Rosenberg, WCBS News Radio 880.
It's 2:07 at WCBS. Drive forward with great deals going on now at the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Memorial Day sales event, and enjoy the freedom to shop and buy online today.
There's a new wave coming to supply energy to your home or business. Sunwave Gas and Power, the Tri-State's energy supplier, reliably powering your homes and businesses. Sunwave is energy simplified. Visit GoSunwave.com to view traditional or green energy options. All you have to do is find the plan that works for you. Ride the wave to amazing gas and power service. Visit GoSunwave.com. That's GoSunwave.com. Sunwave Gas and Power. Power your universe with the Tri-State's energy supplier. Sunwave.
The following is a message from Bruni and Campisi Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Our first responders are putting a lot on the line. At Booty and Campese, they feel it's important to show their gratitude. If you're a firefighter, ambulance driver, healthcare worker, police officer, or first responder of any kind, Booty and Campese is offering free air conditioning startups and free surplus HVAC equipment and installation. Just like they can rely on you, you could always rely on Booty and Campese. Visit BootyandCampese.com for more details. WCBS News Time 2:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, sponsored by Booty and Campese Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Here's Jim Feldman.
And Michael, the Brooklyn Bridge is still shut down and has been shut down for about 2 hours right now in both directions. Ongoing police and EMS activity, and it is just a mess on the roads leading to it. BQE, Gowanus, and Brooklyn slammed starting at Industry City. You've got southbound delays too going back to at least Metropolitan Avenue. FDR jammed up in both directions on that common ramp. Manhattan Bridge, a lot of alternate volume there. You've got delays heading into Brooklyn, heading to it on Canal Street. You've got delays in Brooklyn. The Battery Tunnel, that is starting to slow down as well. Williamsburg Bridge is actually not so bad, so for the time being, that could be your best bet between Manhattan and Brooklyn. But again, the Brooklyn Bridge still completely shut down. Watch for the road work as well if you're traveling in Queens on the LIE on the eastbound side, getting out towards Springfield Boulevard. Also watch for the construction westbound near the Cross Island Parkway and the Jackie Robinson westbound by Metropolitan Avenue. Some ongoing road work there as well. Westbound Cross Bronx is bumper to bumper about a half an hour now, starting at White Plains Road to get to the outbound George Washington Bridge. Delays building on the Deegan in both directions. Harlem River Drive, that ramp is starting to slow down. Henry Hudson Parkway, though, that's moving well. Outbound Lincoln's okay. Outbound Holland, we're looking at delays starting to build up there. It's maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away on WCBS.
Out of the Weather Center and meteorologist Bob Larson. We have some rain headed our way, Bob.
There we do, Michael. It's warming up. The clouds are beginning to move in, have begun to move in, and showers are now breaking out just south of the tri-state through fancy north and east. We'll see some rain in parts of our area late this afternoon. 75 to lie about where we are now. An occasional rain and drizzle tonight. Fog as well will be developing, a low of 59. More showers tomorrow at a high of 67, so not a pretty start to the holiday weekend, but we do anticipate dry weather both Sunday and Memorial Day. It's now 69 in Southampton. It's 76 in Caldwell, 75 in Midtown with a high of where we are now at 75. Michael.
Thanks, Bob. 210 at WCBS. Investigators have identified another victim in the Gilgo Beach murders. They have not released it yet. The remains of 10 women, all believed to be sex workers, were found along a stretch of highway near the beach 9 years ago. Until now, this victim had been known as Jane Doe number 6. Her torso was found in Maryville. Her head, hands, and a foot were found by Gilgo Beach in 2011. Suffolk police and the FBI identified her using DNA technology. They may release her identity later on today. No arrests have been made in any of the 10 deaths. The field hospital at the cruise terminal in Brooklyn is closing. It never treated a patient. The City.NYC reports City Hall expects the feds will pick up the tab for that $21 million facility and for the temporary hospital at the Billie Jean King Tennis Center in Queens, which has already shut down. WCBS News Time 2:11. When you need to know the latest news.
New Yorkers have done a phenomenal job. The infection rate in the rest of the nation is going up.
In Connecticut, we were strict in terms of the social protocols.
It matters where you get your news.
All roads are leading to the first half of June. The city indicators, the state indicators.
What you need to know, we've got you covered. WCBS News Radio 880.
Capital One knows life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Hey, couch surfers, we got non-stop tips to keep you rocking while you work. Oh, and Colleen, yes, you Colleen with a K. Your free trial of Movie Plus ends tomorrow, and your card may be charged. Do you want to continue or cancel?
So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant. Eno looks out for surprise charges, like when free trials expire, and helps if you need to fix them. Eno, another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Limitations apply. When you go to the mechanic in here,
pass me the torque. Nope, let me have the flamethrower.
That sounds wrong. You know what else sounds wrong? When you hear about the interest they're earning on your savings with the largest banks. But with the Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, you could earn much more interest. And hear this. Open a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account in minutes at Marcus.com. You can money.
Comparison made to the 3 largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of February 4th, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
2:12 at WCBS. Let's check sports. Hall of Famer Jerry Sloan has died after suffering from Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia. He was 78. Sloan was the first player to have have his jersey retired by the Chicago Bulls, and after his stellar playing career, he coached the Utah Jazz for 23 seasons. His 1,221 coaching victories put him fourth to Spectrum Internet and phone.
Personal health and safety. These brave men and women continue to report for duty. They keep this city moving and fighting. They ensure that the healthcare workers, supermarket workers, utility workers, transport workers union local 100. Our union has lost more than 70 members who were involved in the operation and maintenance of the MTA's bus and subway system. Our most extensive cleaning and disinfecting operation in the MTA's history. We also have a message for the MTA. Elected officials on all levels of governance.
T-Mobile and unprecedented reach and reliability. T-Mobile for Business. Visit T-MobileForBusiness.com to learn more.
Whether you're doing video visits, simply go to valleycarenow.com and you'll receive a diagnosis, a follow-up care plan, and if necessary, a prescription. Remember, stay safe, stay home, and for online urgent care like no other, visit valleycarenow.com.
More of New York could open next week, including Long Island and the northern suburbs. We'll have the latest coming up in 5 minutes. It's 2:25 at WCBS. Time for money news from the Sunwave Gas and Power Business Desk. Here's Bloomberg's Tracy Johnson.
Michael, workers at General Motors and other automakers return to work this week after a 2-month shutdown. Next week, GM had planned to ramp up output and add a couple thousand more workers at its GMC and Chevy pickup factories in Michigan and Indiana, but that's been delayed. They're not getting enough of the parts they need from Mexico. Hertz has thousands of rental vehicles just sitting in its lots, and the company either has to make $400 million in lease payments on those vehicles or get its lenders to agree to another delay. The deadline today, and if they don't make a deal, another of Hertz's options is bankruptcy. Wall Street's day is getting better. After starting with losses across the board, the Dow is down 36 points, but the NASDAQ is rising 34 points. The S&P's up 4. With money news at 25 and 55 on WCBS, I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Johnke.
Sunwave Gas and Power. Power your universe with the Tri-State's energy supplier, Sunwave. Earning your bachelor's degree was a crowning moment, but if you're looking to define yourself with a master's or doctoral degree, consider Caldwell University. Caldwell University offers nationally accredited graduate programs, including applied behavior analysis, counseling, art therapy, business, nursing, and education. See a list of graduate programs, including on-campus and online programs at caldwell.edu. Discover you at Caldwell University.
Cancer doesn't wait, and neither should you. Don't let your fear of the coronavirus get in the way of your care. When it comes to cancer, finding and treating it early gives you the best chance of beating it. Medical experts are taking special precautions to ensure your safety during the pandemic. Call your provider or contact us today. Hackensack Meridian Health nurses are available by phone or video. Call 551-996-5855 to connect with the care you need.
At CDW, we get that wireless printing can leave your network vulnerable.
That's why I never take my eyes off our printers. I haven't blinked all day.
That's gotta itch.
Burning sensation.
Well, CDW would orchestrate a solution featuring HP LaserJet Enterprise printers. With reliable automated print security. Can I blink again? You sure can. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP print security. Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. Fed up with companies selling your data? DuckDuckGo is on it. They help millions of people like you take back their privacy online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
2:28 at WCBS. Traffic and weather together, sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy. Still a big mess on the Brooklyn Bridge. Here's Jim Feldman.
There sure is, Michael. Ongoing police and EMS activity is still completely shut down in both directions and has been for almost 2.5 hours right now. BQE in Brooklyn, northbound Northbound delays actually starting on the Gowanus by Industry City. Southbound delays starting now almost by the Kosciuszko Bridge, FDR. Lower East Side, that's jammed up as well in both directions. Manhattan Bridge, that is taking the brunt of the alternate volume. You've got lots of delays if you're traveling in Brooklyn, making your way onto the Manhattan Bridge and Canal Street. If you're traveling that to get to the Manhattan Bridge, that is jammed up as well. The Williamsburg Bridge is actually not so bad to Brooklyn, but it is starting to build up heading into Manhattan. Battery Tunnel is also moving pretty slowly. We've got some trouble as well now on the RFK Triborough Bridge on the ramp coming from the northbound BQE. Moses called us on the Mavis Discount Tire traffic tip line. At least one lane is blocked with a crash. Moses, thanks. And in Secaucus, flipped over vehicle on eastbound Route 3 by Patterson Plank Road has everything there completely shut down. Here's meteorologist Bob Larson in the WCBS Weather Center.
Hey, Chris, same thickening cloud cover this afternoon. Showers moving in late this afternoon. It was west and south of the city. High right around 75, but 70s across the area. Haze of rain tonight, fog developing, and a low of 59. More showers tomorrow. Cooler from today. Tomorrow's high at 67. Back to dry weather on Sunday. And Sunday likely to start cloudy, and there still could be some fog. Very partly sunny for Sunday afternoon. A high is 67. Memorial Day may be morning clouds, cleared later in the day, comfortable and dry. High temperature right around 70. It's now 69 degrees in Hampton Bay. It's up to 76 at Poughkeepsie. 75 at Midtown. The high temperature in the mid-70s.
And Rockland could reopen next week if they all meet the criteria. Mayor de Blasio says you can sit or walk on city beaches this weekend, but you can't swim or play sports. New Jersey is now allowing outdoor gatherings of up to 25 people at places like golf ranges and fishing boats. President Trump calls on governors to open houses of worship. A federal judge says he could still reject the plea deals of actress Lori Loughlin and her husband in the college admission cheating scandal.
risk of death compared with those
who did not. The study involved 96,000 hospitalized COVID-19 patients and 6 applicants. President Donald Trump has said he has been taking the medication out of the first game changer in the fight against coronavirus.
One cardiologist says if there's ever hope for this drug, this is the death of it. More than 10,000 people, including children and seniors, will be involved in the second phase of human trials for the COVID-19 vaccine at the University of Oxford. Researchers estimate if all goes well and the vaccine proves to be effective, a decision on whether to mass produce the vaccine could be made by the fall or early next year. President Joe Biden defended his support of the African-American community during a radio interview today. The presumptive Democratic presidential nominee was challenged by host Charlemagne the God over his decades-long record on racial issues and his consideration of some of black women as running mates. During the 2012 campaign, as Vice President, Biden was criticized for telling a largely African-American audience in Virginia that Republicans wanted to, quote, put you all back in chains, unquote. The FBI poll has shown 81% of black voters support Biden, 3% support President Trump. Actress Lori Loughlin and her fashion designer husband, Moshimo Giannulli, submitted their guilty pleas today. They paid $500,000 to get their 2 daughters into USC as part of the college admissions bribery scheme. But during the couple's video hearing today, the